what I didn't know, and this just goes to show like having an inquisitive nature and trying to like look for shit,
Okay.
not just like signing up for any old anecdotal BS. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Is when I looked it up, this pen, even though it don't look like much, a lot of planning went into making this damn thing what we call the good old fashioned Skillcraft jailhouse pen. This is a uniform issue item, bruh. Now, I found this damn thing in a uniform that my fat ass stopped being able to fit a long time ago. Still in there. They was in some utilities. So before the utilities, it was dungarees. That's the Macho Man blue jean junks. I didn't have that. I came in the cool Navy when we had utilities. It was Dickies. I was happy, bro,
Okay.
because it
But
was
here's the
Dickies.
thing. Why did you guys have camouflage on the ship? I never understood
You know what, man?
that.
That's a fucking ooh, shit. Are we live?
Yeah, we are.
Bro, what's wrong with you? I'm gonna be like the babies, man. Like, you know what? You got grandkids, yeah. You
Yeah.
got grown kids. You a father. I was explaining this to somebody. I was like, look, man, there's different levels of profanity use that's appropriate. You did? I said, look now, I got single digit profanity. Like if it's my chiquito or like my nieces, mi sobrinos, sobrinas, like that, then there's a certain it won't go past like the D word or the A word. That's if they see that on Nickelodeon right now. And
Okay.
don't get me started. Then you got your double digit, you know, like 11, 12. They you know what you how you was talking when you was that age.
Okay.
So it's contextual again, but I try to keep it age appropriate. And then like my son, my baby, he 18. I talk to him like he grown. And
Okay.
he is a straight A student. And you know, it's validating when you have good schools that found like I moved across the country, but they found us, you know. So it is what it is. But I guess we live. You should have said
Yeah.
something. I'm gonna have
Let me
my
do a little bit of housekeeping before we
soda.
get going. Let me say some hellos to some of the people that are joining us here tonight. I want to say thank you very much for Kitami Silver Creek. Silver Creek. You changed your name, huh? Silver. Now it's Silver Creek Wildlife. Okay, I see what you're doing.
What?
Uh, yeah,
What?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. I
Let me
hadn't noticed
see.
that until right now.
Oh
And
shit! Silver Creek's wildlife.
live.
My
Laro, thank you very much for being here. She's one of my local hobbyists. And I appreciate you being in on this live. Let's see. We got DJ Guppy Sal. Thank you very much. It looks like he says he's going to be running around and he'll be back as soon as possible. And of course, we have Garcia
Berto.
Aquatics. Hey Berto, thanks for being here.
Yeah, great.
And then Coral Works, thank you, Coral, for joining us today. Jeff Kane, thank you so much, sir. Linda Worth, thank you for joining us tonight. Let's see, that's everybody for right now. And well, thank you guys for being here. Yes, this is not another episode of Fish Plants y Mas, as Coral pointed out.
Yeah, it
Actually,
is.
no, it isn't. No, it isn't, because we ain't educating anybody today.
Shit. If I'm
I
up
don't want.
here,
Hey, this one is not supposed to be meant to be educational. It's supposed to be a place where I get to hang out with people. I get to have a conversation with the people that I bring on,
okay.
and we just we just talk it
All
up.
right. That's fair. This will
So
probably be like the only profanity I use because I know you got grandbabies, and they know me. So Theo Steve, they know I'm crazy. So, like being educated, just a side effect of fucking with me. So while that might not be the intention, if it happens, it's just a side effect. What you got? Thanks you
No,
for
no.
having me up.
I know. I know. I was intrigued when you called me up. Let's see, Matt Fish. Oh, that's somebody new that I haven't seen on my streams.
Yeah,
Thank you, Matt Fish,
that was
for
that.
being
That was the
here.
one F bomb too, y'all, because he got
Uh,
grandbabies. So sorry if y'all
well,
thought I can't
I
turn
hung out
up.
for a bit. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with us today. Uh, yeah, no. I know that we. It's weird that I say this because I know we haven't really talked much in a while because you've been so busy with school, so busy with your business, so busy. I mean, it used to be where I was used to getting a call from you like every other day, and it went now to we'll talk the night before we do the stream. That's usually what it's
Right.
boiled down to. Which in a way it's kind of cool
Mm-hmm.
because it gives us time to really catch up on a lot of stuff. But it kind of sucks because then we're not really keeping track of what we're doing. But I know you reached
Right,
out. I know you reached out and because we were doing the stream this morning, which to me I'm
bro.
still high on the
Keep
on.
going. I'm just gonna close my thing porque hay un
Uh huh.
mosquito. Yo voy a
Okay.
matarlo. Y
Yeah,
sí,
I'm still riding the high from
molestándome.
this morning. It was just to me, it's been one of the most fulfilling live streams that we've done. I know I had mentioned it on this morning's stream that you start off on a venture and you always kind of make these what ifs. What if we could do this or what if we could do that? And to finally have one of those what ifs come to fruition, that is like I'm super stoked. And then on top of that, not only was he on with us, and I'm talking obviously about Ivan Mikolji, but to have him endorse what we're doing, what Steve and I have been working on for the year and a half, that to me was like the ultimate. Hey, gorgeous. My wife is joining us today. Just to be able to have him and come on and validate what Steve and I have been working on throughout this time, uh, thinking that we're doing the right thing, trying to uh, bring a quality show, and to have a guest like Ivan come on and pretty much uh, affirm what we've been doing. That to me, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. That has definitely been the highlight of my time and doing this. It's been well worth the coming off of graveyard and having to get up in the sleeping a couple hours and guide and do the live stream. That has been totally awesome. I mean, it just kind of it's one of those attaboys that you get once in a while when you're doing something and it just kind of motivates you more to continue because you kind of doing something that is registering with people and hopefully uh, further on down the path of fish plants and miles we can continue to bring you people like Ivan, people like Dr. Anthony, people like Lily that are doing work, that are doing research, that are doing studies, and have them come on and grace us with their presence and give us some of that knowledge that they've acquired over the course of time. So I'm still stoked. I'm writing that. I know I talked my wife's ear off this afternoon, um, and I guess she could tell that I was still pretty excited about what I felt was probably one of the better shows that we've had in quite a while. Especially when there's certain people that you admire in this hobby, uh, and that you're able to finally have those conversations with those people, and it's just it is I guess everything that we look for when we start out in this venture. I don't know what you have to add to that, Steve.
No, bro. It's the truth. It don't get no better than that. I was laughing too because you know what I was doing, but like I hit him so hard it made a Jesus in my curtain. You know how they had like that shrouded touring thing? It's a perfect Jurassic Park mosquito like this, nah, on the curtain on my shear. And I was laughing and I was like, man, it's like Jurassic Park. That's what your ass get. But no, back to what you were saying. I was deflecting too because of the mush. It's been too much mush. It's been too much mush in a short period of
I don't know if I
time.
would I don't know if I would say it's too much mush. It's just it's one of those things where you always try to set yourself a goal and you work towards it and you try
Right?
to do the best that you can to achieve those goals. To me, this was really a milestone for us in Fish Planting Mas,
Yeah.
and it's a milestone that I was serious about that I think we achieved a lot quicker than I ever imagined that we were going to get to. Um, you know, it, obviously it doesn't surprise me because you and I have talked about this since day one that was
Right.
kind of one of the goals to try to bring people that might not have a lot of YouTube recognition but are people that are well known within the hobby,
Fact.
as far as in the circles of doing the public speaking and doing the presentations. For some reason, a lot of those people don't have that presence on YouTube or any of the social media platforms. Once in a while, you'll catch their speeches from a speaking engagement at one of the clubs, and if you're lucky enough for those clubs to upload those videos,
Right?
then you get access to that. But to actually for us to be able to reach out to some of these people, some of these figures out there, and have them, agree to be with us, that to me just validates everything that we've been doing and wants me to continue to do what we're
It's
doing.
true.
It just kind of energizes you a little bit, and it just kind of makes you feel like, all right, yeah, this is all worth what we're doing. You know, uh, all those hours that we spend trying to put together stuff, doing the research. Uh, well, for me, it's a lot of education because unlike you, I don't have a lot of this knowledge that I can readily access because I haven't really studied it as much as you have. But
But oh
it
yeah.
does set me down those rabbit holes where I can go look for it and I'm learning more. That's why I love doing these streams, especially
I
with
be
you,
seeing
because
I do that. I be seeing your ass down some hole. But you do that shit. You do it already. And see how we do? It's like como carnal. Yeah, tú sabes. Like,
yeah.
hell, hey, nobody. That's just Jorge. But when I say just, what people don't understand is that's not me aprovechando, tomando para sentido, like taken for granted. It is actually the opposite of he's somebody that I can be cool with because for face value, he rock with me. He accept how I present face value. Nothing else to add to it. There's nothing else that needs to be, you can't extrapolate anything else from that. That's it. Face value, boom.
Yeah,
So,
and just touching a little bit on Matt's comment, I know that that's one of the things that Steve and I were adamant about when we started doing the
oh
live streams on
man.
Fish Plants y Mas was precisely that. It's I
Uh,
don't know if the term a safe zone is necessarily you know adequate, but I think it was one of more of those where it wasn't going to be judgmental. I think that's exactly what
right,
it's we understand that everybody's experience and knowledge varies, and not just because something is working for me means that it's going to work for everybody else and they should do it that way.
right,
My thing and yours also has been, if it's working for you, keep with it. I mean, why are you going to change it? It's working. It's one of those things where if you're having success, the fish are fine, they're thriving, you're doing the hobby the way you want to do it. Who's to say that you're doing it wrong?
right.
It's just one of
So,
those.
man, nah, dude, I'm just look how I told you. this is how we do. I think I'm just gonna sit up here and ad lib because you you saying it a lot more articulately. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you, bruh. Every time I shut up, it's for a reason, number one. Number two, I'm processing. I'm fast. You know how it is. We that 80s model, bro. Whatever they put, whatever Merck and them put in the vaccines, we supposed to be the way we are. They know what the hell they doing. We're a fucking full blown case study right now in vivo. So I'm all the time, and I'm listening to you, and I'll be like laughing because it resonates deeply. Number one, and number two, I always think about how you was like, I don't want to be a missionary. And I'm like, well, all right. You ain't got to be no missionary, but that goes back to perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because what we talked about Saturday before last episode before today, and I brought up how it works, right? What I've experienced.
Okay.
I'm not going to infer that that's how it works. I'm going to say that things I was already thinking I was able to substantiate in actuality. That's what I'm saying. And so you got the poverty porn, it's the whole loop, right? And here you have people doing the work. You know where I'm going with this shit. You got people doing the work, and because it's not sensational, it doesn't necessarily get the exposure that it merits. And because of, well, there's several things going on, right?
Well, yeah,
So
and
the
that's what I
first,
was gonna. That's what I was
oh,
gonna.
go ahead. Oh,
That's what I was
yeah.
gonna interject. It's just
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah.
you know
I'm
the way.
pragmatic too, because
Look.
you got to be cool.
Here's the thing though. We got to look at it this from the YouTube point of view.
Fact.
YouTube is just happens to be a platform where you can actually provide
God damn it, Tommy.
educational information, right? But that doesn't really generate money for them. What generates money for YouTube is ad revenue and the clicks and the people watching this, these viral videos or whatever you want to call them. So of course, as a company, they're gonna pick what they feel is generating more revenue for them. That's just, I mean,
Right.
you've said it. I don't have to explain it to you because you actually explained it to me.
Yeah. And I
And
mean, I was the first one to say it. I'm not marketable.
yeah,
And that's okay.
So based off of that, I understand why some of these people that are doing, the positive things in the hobby might not be marketable for YouTube, and they don't pick them up and promote them as something that could be uh, clickbait or something like that. That's kind of what I'm getting at, and
Right.
that's really not necessarily the people's fault. That's just the way the platform's set up,
It's the
and
ecosystem, right?
yeah, it's the way the platform's set up. And if what you're trying to do on this platform is actually make it a source of revenue, of
I
course you're
turned
going to
mine
pay.
down. How's that,
Yeah.
Coral?
Oh, what happened?
Thumbs up or down?
Okay, is mine too close? All right, it was just a bit quieter. Yeah. Okay. So I need to turn mine up. Is that what it
I
is?
noticed I just didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm really loud.
No, you're quiet. I'm loud.
Oh, okay.
And I had to turn myself up to hear you, and then Coral heard it. Thank you,
Turn
bro.
mine
I
up.
appreciate that.
Let me see if I can do something about the audio. Did that get any better?
No, not
No.
really.
Okay. Well, let me. God damn! I swallowed a bug.
Because I'm trying to stay at 50%
All right. So
on the master volume.
where do you find it? I haven't really had to
Yeah, I'm just loud as hell, boy.
What happened?
I'm talking about Coral. He said, I just got a lot of presents. That's
Oh,
dope. As long as
okay.
y'all don't talk shit about me bad at my funeral, I'll be all right. You want to hear something crazy?
Go ahead.
You know how you sitting up here talking about you know how you sitting up here talking about people not getting recognized despite what they doing in
Yeah.
anything. But here's the fish. Sometimes I have thought about like my funeral and thought about dying, and like I actually get sad for myself and I get sad for the people because excuse me, I think about like if it's a movie, and I remember something that somebody really close told me one time. He said, I love you. And basically, what I'm trying to say is, I just don't want you to be unrealized potential. He said, that is it. As long as you realize your potential, if you can see it, first of all, but once you do, or what of it that you can see, if you could just realize that, you know, you'd be all right. And I think about that. The whole funeral thing, it came from Stephen Covey's book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I believe that's the book. And there's an exercise in there where it actually says, think about your funeral. Imagine that you are vicariously in the front row with your family while they are mourning you, and think about what would be said, what could they say, understanding and accepting that despite the image that we like to project outward, it's your actions and it's your interactions, more importantly, with people that substantiate how they value your relationship, where they place you in life, right? And I just be like, man, every day, like, kill myself. Ego. I know this is, oh crap, this is YouTube. I, I step myself aside from my ego, I should say. And it's just to stay, you know how I talk to you. I forgot it's on your stream. I can talk Houstonian vernacular, right? Because it's
You can do
easy. I'm
whatever you
not in
want.
front of so for you guys that don't know, Jorge knows that I public speak, or I had a, like in your career, like when you have to give training, you're gonna be in positions where you have to speak publicly. So I get into different mindsets. But I'm talking to Jorge, so I can use my colloquialisms. So to run smooth and cool, man. To run smooth and cool, damn it. Step aside from your ego. Check yourself for you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's where that funeral thing came from. When I read it in the book, it kind of validated something that I thought was a maladaptive behavior, because I always used to think like that anyway. Like I thought I was a damn a sociopath or a narcissist or something. Like how in the hell you gonna be so self-absorbed that you sitting up here sad about your own damn funeral because the people there don't even know. They didn't even know that you didn't even scratch the surface of how much ass you could have kicked. And despite the mental turmoil of yourself and dealing with they effery también, it was a whole effed up salad of lifing, right? And then
Okay.
when you can accept it, embrace it, you can navigate that terrain and you can be beautiful. You see what I'm saying? And that's what listening to you right now talk about how you felt, how you feel, everything from earlier today, how dope it was. And I'm over there, right? Already in my mind. And I was telling mi reina, and I told my son this. I tell him this all the time because you know me, bro. I rock in parables, man. It's all about being able to relate something. You know, you can teach thermonuclear physics to a monkey as long as you can relate the material to him or her so that they can, you know, get some correlation going. So I tell them about this parable that I got told when I was a dumbass teenager. All right.
Okay.
And it was me and one of my buddies that is still a friend here. I told you about him. He's from Taiwan, the homie. So we was just dumb when we was about to go do something. I forgot. Um, it was like a convention or it was something. But she told us this story. She said, "Be a lotus." Okay,
Okay.
and I was like, "A lotus? Yeah. What is a lotus? It's a flower. Okay. Where does a lotus live? It lives in a swamp. Okay. Well, I said it lives in the water. He was like, no, it lives in a swamp. Okay. And I was like, okay. And the point of the story is, even though the lotus lives in a swamp, it's not sullied by its environment. Not only is it not sullied by its environment, it has figured out how to transcend its environment, rise above it, and be the most beautiful thing in its environment. And it's only for a moment. It's only for a moment, right? Because
Yeah.
that bloom goes away, and then it's just those innocuous leaves floating on top of the water again. You feel me? So that's where I'm at with it, bro. That's how I see it. It's the universing, man.
Yeah. It's
Nothing
just
else.
well, it's it's having the right mindset and working hard. That's the way I look at it. Um, and
Yeah,
and and if you can combine both of those things, you can make things happen. And I think
right.
that's kind of what we embarked on, and we're making things happen. I mean, it's just it's you can't get to where you're going without working at it. I mean, it just takes time, and you have to think about how you're going to get there, and do what needs to be done.
That's right.
That's just it to it, But yeah, that's like I said, I'm still pretty pretty motivated and excited about today. It's been one of those things that you kind of one of those milestones that you when you're working on a project that you kind of set
Mm-hmm.
out. You kind of put it at a distance because you don't know how quickly you're going to get there, but when you
Right.
get there, it's like awesome. Oh,
Well,
Dr.
it's
Anthony's in
hey,
Bangkok.
hey, Doctor. Well, we'll tell him the nickname I got for him. That's me. If you get a nickname, that means you've earned a place. I'm a Taurus. We like that. If you with me, you with me forever, unless you give me a reason not to be. So yeah, it's a cool nickname too. Uh, it's suiting. It fits so well. Um, Cultivating space. You were looking for that word earlier, and we're doing it. That's what we set out to do. That's what I want to do. Making this digital resource, right? This is my legacy. This is my opus, man. Being able to upload these videos, click on them, remember everything in that video, but more importantly, it serves the greater good. Hence the sharing part. And it goes to what you were saying, talking about being disheartened, right? When your vision is intact, right? But you don't necessarily have the vehicle at the time that you need, that's most suitable, right? So you can get your vision displayed. It's like you got this great movie you want to watch, and you get all these people to come and watch the movie, and you pull out your damn phone to watch, and you ain't got no movie screen, no nothing. Like, it's this grand production. You done spend all this time, right, making this movie, getting the budget together, everything. Like, you can go to the Sundance Film Festival, Cannes, whatever. But in your passion, I should say, zealousness, without negative connotations, of course, that earning, right? That earns to, oh, I want to do this shit, that passion, right? This is for real. You don't think about all the steps, or maybe you're not there yet. You haven't matured to that part to have steps, right? And then because of your mentality, the tool set that you may or may not have, your emotional IQ, what you may perceive as a threat, an insult, destructive criticism, it's actually someone that sees your vision. And the same way you lack a vehicle for the people to see it, they lack a way to communicate to you that they see your vision. So when they brought up talking about the judgment that's faced in the hobby, I mean, if we're gonna be on here, we gotta have this talk. You know, I can do it here on your channel because it's safe to do so. The judgment, right? And biases. I don't know, one of our single digit episodes, we were talking about people's different biases, you know? And me personally having to check my own information biases. I can't assume that everyone knows what I know. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
right? I
had
can't
that
assume that
conversation.
people know what I know.
Yeah.
And it took a perspective, a change in perspective, right? For me. And I told my son this. And I was like, look, man, let's say you were a caveman, and where you lived, you had water, it was beautiful outside, you had all kind of fruit trees, food, you had everything you needed. You wasn't cold, wet, or hungry. Would you move? He was like, no. I said, okay. Now, on the contrary, if you were wet, it's raining, you muddy, you're starving, you're freezing, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna walk around and look for stuff to get right. I said, okay, so understand your ecosystem. I said, this is intrinsic in us as humans. Once you understand your ecosystem, once you're able to assess everything that's out there that you can see, then you can make choices. But you can't do that without the assessment. That's how babies were able to be born, you know. People lived long enough to reproduce. And if some of you have a discipline of science, you know that it's not survival of the fittest, it's survival of the fit enough. And it's this kind of stuff that I see as opportunity here with social media. So how can you sit down and build that connection, right? So nobody don't judge you. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
but see, the whole thing is you can't wait for other people
Exactly.
not to judge you. You have to do it yourself.
You have to. Exactly.
You have to lead by example. You can't worry. You can't control what other people might think, say, or do. You can only control what you're going to say, what you're going to do, and how you're going
Exactly.
to think. So
And
that's
that's what
why.
I was getting at.
Mhm.
The consistency of doing this and taking the time. Like, how can you? You can't. But with time, consistency, people get to know you. It is what it is. You know, we're all human. Everybody judges. I mean, you kind of have to. It's a survival thing. But we have discernment. We're a bit more developed, I would say, as far as the umbrella of taxonomy is concerned. We're cognizant. So, different strokes for different folks, like you said.
Yeah, and I think from all of this, and I can attest, talking about June,
Right.
where she says she's not looking for approval. But I think the one quality that you can take away from June is that she is genuine.
Yes.
Who she is
I
always
love
genuine.
June.
Yeah, it's just
Every time I get to do a shout
no
out, I
sugar.
do, hey, June. I said,
you
June, she a
know,
real one.
I believe in that philosophy too. It's just the only thing, like I said again, you can only control what you do. And for me, I could try to be a caricature of a personality if I wanted to, but at the end of the day, that's hard to sustain. That is that's a load that gets very heavy to carry for a long time. So I just rather just be me, be as genuine as I can be. The
Yeah.
what I am here, it's easy to be yourself. That's the way I look at it. You don't have to work at being yourself because that's who you are. Now,
Damn.
not everybody's going to accept that. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
We're
fine.
we're not here to please everybody. Everybody's going to eventually people are going to find faults in what you say and what you do, and that's fine.
Right.
I don't care about those people, but you know, at the end of the day, the people that respect you and appreciate you for being who you are the ones that you're going to want to hang out with anyways. That's
Mm.
at the end of the day, those are the
Well, I'm going
people
to
that
say
really
this.
matter.
It's, look, you go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it. Number one. And number two, we not here. We accept and understand that we will not please everyone, but at the same time, we not here to hurt nobody. And I used a double negative on purpose to make that connection. We're not here for that. There's no malice, there's no there's no negativity. And the best way to describe it is I'm a father, I'm a dad. It's masculine energy. We're talking about, let's nerd out. We're talking about back in the day, right? And
Okay.
I use like an analogy, and it is not rooted in science. It is just an analogy of men show love. It's an emotion, yes, but it's expressed for us through action, i.e., hey, that thing's chasing you. I'm bigger than you. Come over here. Boom, I kill it. We eat it. Here you go. Have some of my zebra leg, Then you come back and it's like, okay, you're still here, you know. Well, it smells good in here, Them twigs look good over there in that corner. Hey, sprinkle some more of that. I don't know what you did, but I like. You know what? You can go ahead and stay. And it's symbiosis, you know. And what most people don't know is like, I'm gonna use myself as an example, because people be like, Steve, you don't never smile, or like you hateful, grumpy old bastard. And now I got a lot of love in my heart. But like on some caveman shit, imagine this. We just got through running from a saber-toothed tiger. I yelled at everybody, beat the shit out of the tiger. The little one was lacking, so I had to grab him and throw him in the cave. But we in there. Everybody's scared, but we good. We just got a cool life. Later on, the fire going, everybody cool. The kids playing again because I hear noise. Mom's is over there, content. I'm standing outside the cave looking in the darkness, standing vigilant, right?
Okay.
They don't see me because my back is to them, but I'm smiling like a Cheshire cat in silence, but I'm smiling my ass off. And that's just how I move. That's the best analogy I can give is we're not here to hurt nobody. And I'm not I'm not a jovial person. You're echoing now.
Adjusting around to see if I can get a better
How
mic.
about that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you're
good.
good.
No, I'm not a jovial person. I smile in silence, y'all. I smile in silence. That's it. I just smile in silence. Like if and because I know this is on the internet, like when I check out, I know my kids can watch the shit and they can know that I was fucking smiling in silence, bro. Dead ass. All the time. Like all the cussing, all the yelling, all the everything, bro. Like when I know they're good though, like past all that, I'm smiling in silence, bro. All the bitching, all the, you know, pull out the phone, check my capital, transfer this to this, pull a Kevin Hart, my checking connected to my savings and on the 15th, but you gotta wait till 12:48 East Coast time. But I'm in Houston and then I can get the money type shit and it is what it is. So that's the best way I can say it, bro. Like we ain't here to hurt nobody. That ain't got nothing to do with the fish. So yeah, man, let's talk about that. You over here wanting to get all bro drunk and shit.
Well, actually, let's talk about why you're here.
What?
Well, other than the fact that everybody knows you're my friend, uh, what's the big announcement that you said you had for us? Because I know at least I know that that's the reason you wanted to come on here is because you said you had a couple of big announcements that you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay, Pete Game. So real quick, I appreciate y'all for piling in like how y'all did. Jorge been rocking with me. He hit me up my first birthday as a civilian in Texas in like 2 decades. So basically since the last time I was in a civilian, I was a kid. And I was extremely optimistic. I had just came out of my hiatus. If y'all go look, I'll give you some context because there's a lot of profanity and it can be excessive, I guess, if you don't know me. So I'll take the time to explain because if I can ask you guys to watch me, the least I can do is give it some context so you can manage your expectations and choose accordingly. So, with that being said, I did a live stream in 2019, and it was it was the last live stream I did for the holidays. And to keep it short and sweet, I expressed my displeasure with the way things were going as far as YouTube and the Fish Fam. And I elucidated that I felt as though a grand opportunity was being squandered. I said peace and dropped the mic, more or less in a profanity laced tirade that was driven by a batch of coquitos that My work mom brought that her mom made. So that's
Blended
the
potatoes.
context. Yeah, bro. That it's delicious. I got it. It'll make you fat though. So that's the context for that particular live stream. So from that went a hiatus, and life events took place. Long story short, I ended up a veteran and back home in Houston. Uh, Linked up with the bros. Shout out to Big Tank Hank. Shout out to Watts at Watts Water, J Dub, as I affectionately call him. And they snatched me out of my slump. Right?
Okay.
Literally. Watts got me out of my slump with a gallon Ziploc bag of cuttings wrapped in paper towels. Because what you guys don't know is up to that point, I had lost everything because of the pandemic, logistics, and a military move. Um, so trying to get everything back together took time, blah, 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 so on and so forth. The whole thing, more or less, is chronologically cataloged on my YouTube channel if you would like to get up to speed. So that leads us to my first civilian birthday in Houston. Jorge hit me up because I was doing a mukbang for my birthday. Things went from there. Boom, started a show. And I was me, you know. People always hit me up talking about they want to do shit, but I don't get no text message, no email, or nothing. How you gonna sit up here talking about you want to do bloop de bloop bloop bloop, but don't know how to send no emails? And you know, get on the internet and collab and brainstorm and all that, put a little work in. So he emailed me immediately. And I was like, okay, ain't nothing but bait. He gonna bait me in good. And then when I bite, he gonna be like, got him. And I'm gonna end up how I always end up historically, being a damn mule, you know, doing all the damn work, but I'm ugly and I got a terrible attitude. So I do all the work and the freaking show pony get the credit. And me being the mule, I better not say nothing because they'd be like, shut your donkey ass up. You just bitching. So it wasn't like that. Email turned into a phone call. Phone call turned into, well, what do we do? Google Meets or Hangout first or something like
No,
that?
Google
Meet?
Documents. Oh,
Google
Google
Docs.
Documents.
Yeah. And that turned into basically what we have here, you know, doing the slideshows. More importantly,
Well, it was more of us trying to figure out.
like what?
Well, we knew we wanted to do a show where
Mm-hmm.
we could provide education, but have it to be entertaining at the same time. That has always been our objective.
Right.
The process to get there has been ever changing though. That's we're
Right.
always constantly working on that, trying to fine tune it, trying to figure out how do we reach that point. Um, and we've had some some stumbles, and we've had more successes than stumbles.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just. But I think
Absolutely.
it's one of those things that is continually going to be evolving because we continue to grow, we continue to get more experience, we continue to be more comfortable with ourselves and being able to express ourselves. I think those are the things that are probably making it work for us. It's just that again, that whole aspect of being genuine, to being exactly who you are. We're not playing it up. We're not trying to be a character.
Right.
We are not doing anything that is not who you would get on a normal day-to-day basis. And again, it all goes down to it's easy to be you. It's hard to be
Well,
somebody else.
you know what I say. You got to be comfortable in your own effing skin.
Yeah.
You got to. Because if you can't be comfortable in your own skin, I said this to Jorge, that conversation, that first impressional conversation that me and you had where we were laying down, where we were trying to delineate where we stand, our values, where we were trying to see if our visions aligned and if we could, first of all, be beneficial to each other because time's important to you, time's important to me. The fact that we were able to agree on that one first, that built the connect, and then the things just started to line up. You see what
Well,
I'm saying?
but a lot of it also has to be from our backgrounds. We come from very
Yeah,
similar backgrounds, upbringings. We're both veterans,
yeah,
so you. I think a lot of that really plays into the fact that we have the same philosophy, I guess, or it's just kind of ingrained in us because
yeah. It's the
of the
same ethos. It
yeah,
is.
the experiences that we've had, and who we've kind of surrounded ourselves around, and what they provided for us. I mean, that's just what it is. And
Right.
so you know but to the matter.
It,
uh
no, and it went from there, y'all. It went from there. He got me the Phineas Minto, Big Hank, Watts, all these people, the community. But it was them select few ones that could see through all that other stuff. Hence the alluding to the judgment that was brought up earlier in the show. So after all that, I put my website in mothballs. I put it in a shell. The only thing it's up, the domain's mine. I pay for it. But the only thing that was available is the blogs because I write blogs. There's other stuff on there as well.
well, here, let me
It's some
show.
it's an
I have it
ecosystem.
up. I have it up there. Let me give them a taste of what it is
So
you're talking.
it went down, and come to find out, it was compromised. Like I said, I had a bunch of other life events happen. So I said it on Corey Dorable stream on Instagram, and I'm going to say it here that the site was compromised.
Okay.
So based on that, never waste a good crisis. Overhaul the whole damn site. It's being worked on as we speak, and per the last conversation I had with my developer, I should be good to go for Black Friday.
So
So,
basically, what you're saying is you're back in business.
yeah, and back. So that's the first thing.
Okay, and for those that don't know what your business is, why don't you tell us exactly what it is that you do?
So on here, as you can see, it says warriorplanetanks.com. You have home about, you can see the shop. So on here, I sell aquarium plants, and my ethos, my personal mission statement, and you're going to see this in print very soon, is this: I provide an experience. More importantly, I provide a service. I'm feeling it's when I'm doing something. Okay. What I was looking for as a hobbyist wasn't there. So it's one of them things of, why don't you go ahead and do it then? because in order to get what you want anyway, you're already doing 3/4 of the effort. Why not make it for other people to be able to enjoy as well? So the motto is basically plants that you can afford, that you actually want, because I am a hobbyist first and foremost. I'm a veteran and I love plants. And if y'all didn't know, I am in college and I'm pursuing my degree in horticulture. We're shooting for a doctorate, baby. So I don't like to talk about stuff because of demons, but I just spoke that into the universe. And that's how manipulate energy. But there she is.
So
Everything will
walk us
be
through a little bit of
rolling.
the way you how you design this. What's like if I was the new
Okay,
customer coming in here.
cool. So first thing, if you would, um, yeah, because this is the last way I left it, so I remember everything that's on here. Go to the learning tab,
Okay.
and then right here, plain and simple. Why? Integrity. I set this website up to feel how I feel at night when I'm on the phone and I got a little money to spend, or I ain't got no business spending, but to spend, like I know it ain't gonna hurt nothing. How I feel when I'm scrolling through a website looking for stuff. I don't want to see a bunch of stories and this and that and all that. I just want the information that's pertinent to what I'm doing. And if not that, send me somewhere so I can find it. So with this, that's what this was intended to do, is just give a synopsis, just to get you hungry enough to go dig deeper and research on your own. So I tell you what they are: foreground, midground, background, short and sweet. And then I show you which ones are each. And I show you, I explain that some of them can actually be used interchangeably depending on the application.
So that's what this is over here on the when you
Mm-hmm.
go to the shop,
Yeah.
and then
So like
obviously
this
below.
stuff here is stuff I know people want. So when I think about it, it's the hobby. And again, it's integrity. It's obviously you wanna make sales, you wanna make that connection, you want to generate revenue. Otherwise, I'm a charity. I'm not a business. That goes without saying. But I know my clientele too good to not at least attempt to provide what I wish already existed.
Okay.
And that is what my intention is as I move forward in this. I'm trying this out, and so far so good. I haven't quit yet, and I don't intend to.
So this is something interesting that I haven't seen in a store before. Tell me a little bit about what you mean by out of the box.
Out of the box. So thinking outside of mind frame, thinking outside of this box that we put the hobby into. Low key, and this ain't on purpose, it's kind of what uh Yvonne was saying earlier on the stream about there's no one way to do it. Like you got level one, level two, that's just that, but then there's this whole outside of that, the
So
beyond.
basically, what are you trying to say with this? These are plants that what that can not only necessarily be used for an aquarium, but they could be used for
Yeah,
terrariums,
terrarium.
calider.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's for hobbyists. And
Why? Yeah, we assume it's for hobbyists, but
my,
I'm just
my
trying to
plants are flipped.
Okay.
They're flipped. And that's on the website as well. Basically, one of the big problems with people buying plants that I experience personally and I hear a lot, heard a lot, I understand is success rate. Okay? Success rate. Yeah, Jeff, the site's off. It was compromised, so I'm explaining now that it's being overhauled as we speak. And last I talked to my developer, it's going to be up by Black Friday.
So basically, that's the only reason you don't see inventory right now is because the site's not up and running.
Exactly.
Okay, so
The
when
the
is going to be
domain's
your?
mine is still up.
Yeah, yeah, no, I understand that. But when is the launch date? When are you going uh, active? And all of a sudden, people can actually see what's available. What day is that?
I'm going to announce that. It'll be. I don't want to say it because I haven't. You know, I say it today and then something happens. But the tentative date for it to be live is the weekend of Black Friday.
Okay.
So Thanksgiving weekend. And y'all will know because I'm gonna be all over everywhere. Y'all gonna know. Cause I'll be like, hey y'all, it's up if y'all want to go stop by. And more importantly, that's the shop. That's the shop. You can go there and shop if you'd like. However, there's more. There's reading. There's articles that I've written. There's a lot of things that are getting uploaded and published that I wasn't able to because the site was compromised. Thank God I still have the hard copies of them. So lighting, I remember Curtis was asking about lighting. He was talking about that episode me and Roy did when we was breaking down lighting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, obviously if I could talk about it, I could write about it. I did. So all those little things, them little nuggets, they'll be on there as well, along with this stuff. This is just my inspirational stuff.
Oh,
I
okay.
write, and that's part
So
of staying healthy up here.
it'll be more under the learning side then, or where are you going to put that information as
It's
far
going
as
to
the
be in
lighting?
the learning side.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be under the learning tab, and that'll all be changed. So that's that. That's coming, God willing, tentatively next week, and then a result of getting everything squared away, getting the paperwork, getting the tax work, all that stuff lined up to operate in another state. Um, Opportunity came up. Y'all know the Aqua Nation Expo is coming to Houston, December 9th, 10th, and 11th, that weekend. So it's going to be the 19th, 11th weekend.
Well,
And
this is the very first year they do it
yeah,
for the aquatic side.
I'm thinking so. Yeah, they're
No, I
merging.
know
They're
so.
trying it out. Okay.
I know so. It's really what it was. It was a reptile show.
Oh, I
I
can't
here, let me a little
present.
bit of backstory on all of this. I know for the longest time, most of us on the West Coast have been complaining that there hasn't been any big aquatic expos in this region of the country. There's the Aquashella, but the closest they come to the West is Dallas, and so there's two different companies that are trying to fill that void. And next year, well, this year, this guy was trying to get ahead of the game, the guy that's putting on this expo. But both of these companies were reptile shows. They've been doing the reptile shows for several years. But here's why I keep on this thing that I keep saying that I kind of see the hobbies merging. Well, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Um, if you're already doing a show, why not just incorporate other sides of the other aspects of the hobby and make it these big mega super shows? Aquashella started doing that from the get go. Not only were they doing freshwater, they were doing saltwater. They were inviting some of the reptile community to be part of those shows. So based on the success that event has been having, now these companies are saying, "Hey, wait a minute, we can fill a void out here in the West Coast." And both of these companies, there's two different ones. There's the one that's doing the show this December in Houston, but they also do a show in Los Angeles. There's like five different cities on the western corridor that they'll put on these reptile shows. But they're trying to incorporate a little bit more. The one that's going to happen in the summer in Pomona, it's basically the same thing, but here again, they're bringing in several of the hobbies together. They're bringing in the plant side, they're bringing in the aviary side, the birds, the reptiles, and the fish, and they're making these big super shows, which is kind of cool. This is going to be a real interesting concept. Um, I know I've heard some cons that it might be too much for people to be able to take in on a weekend. Um, but you know what? So what? Let's try it. I'm excited about it. I want to be able to go to some of these events and see what's going on out there. Get to meet some people, uh, some like-minded people, because everybody that's going to these events are kind of like very similar to us, even though it
Mhm.
might not necessarily be fish. They might be into reptiles, but they kind of fall into that same format where we're kind of isolated in these hobbies.
Right.
They're not very mainstream. And
Yeah.
then
My bad,
also,
Jorge. No, tuve que, número uno.
oh yeah,
Por eso estaba moviendo como gusano, because I couldn't concentrate. So,
that's
yeah,
fine.
perdón.
Yeah, you're good. And and what was I saying?
You
Oh
talk
shoot,
about the
that's
success. They said too much going on because it's
yeah,
the reptile side of the thing. I was tracking, bro.
yeah. No, and what I'm getting at, it'll be very interesting. Um, as much as I would like to be able to go to an Aquashala or Keystone, for us that are over here on the very far west, it kind of makes it where you're almost having to schedule it like a vacation, because you
Right.
gotta you gotta buy flights, you gotta buy the hotel rooms, and obviously you want to be able to be there the day before and the day after. It's usually kind of the ideal situation,
Well, well, here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought this up. So here's the deal, y'all. I'm just look. Here's the deal. So it's hobbyist, right?
Yeah.
Hobby centric, and think about it. So those meetings that we talk about all the time, the AKA, the ACA, the Library Association, etc., right?
Hmm.
And it's that frequency, meaning they're already in. They're already in. They're just convening on a larger venue. So the reptile side, they got it, man. And I mean, there's more than one, but this one specifically, it's they got a pretty good name
Yeah.
as far as the rep. And the reptile community, they don't pull none. They don't pull no punches. So
Yeah. So I
it's
guess
hobby
really,
centric.
really what it is, if you're in Texas, and most of the population in Texas is kind of like towards the western side. I mean, the eastern side of the state. Um,
Yeah,
this is a great opportunity to go out there and see another event
exactly.
that's going to basically be catered to that. I know that same company does the reptile shows in Roseville, California. I didn't
Mm,
look it up to see where it's at, but and I'm just trying to answer Gabriel's question. Uh, the one that I'm talking about for this summer, which is going to be in June, I believe, it's going to be in Pomona at the LA Fairfax,
okay.
and they're using four different buildings to be able to host a show. So basically, from what I understand, one ticket gets you access to the entire event, and it'll be over the weekend. So the shows are coming. There is some shows in the West Coast, but they're usually mostly geared towards saltwater, because you have Reefa Palooza, And
right?
I noticed that there was a lot more stuff with saltwater. Uh, but this one is going to incorporate, I think, both. You're going to have some
Well,
freshwater and saltwater.
yeah. So I'm gonna be at this show, and not as a YouTuber. I'm gonna be as a vendor, as Warrior Planet Tanks. So if y'all wanna stop by and show some love, say hey, take a picture, I'm gonna be there. With what you're saying is this. I have something to add to that. So having spoke to them through the process of getting approved to be a vendor, which is dope. Um, I got the feedback, and the concern was expressed that they want hobbyists. They want hobbyists, okay? Ethical, good hobbyists. That is the clientele. That is the crowd that they're looking for. I relayed this to Jorge the same way I'm about to relay it to y'all. I see this as an opportunity, okay? This is the universe saying put up or shut up. This whole time we've been saying, man, well, if they had now if they would do something like that other one, or like that other one, or like that other one, but for us, man, I go. Well, guess what? The universe made me eat crow, and it costs money because I said it and I meant it, and I said you will never see me at none of them damn conventions unless I'm speaking or unless I got a table. There you go. So it's one of these situations where this one clean, y'all. It's butt naked. We can make it what we want it to be. And we're fortunate because the individuals responsible for putting this together, they want that. They want it to be for hobbyists. If you have a good reputation, if you got your paperwork together, if you're squared away and legit, and and all you got perhaps is like a niche something of something, but it's legit, and you're doing a little e-commerce or whatever, reach out to them. Go see. That's my empowerment. I tell you, go see, go check, and let them tell you no, basically. And even if that might be too much right now, well, just showing, going, just getting a ticket and going. You get two shows, and like I said, this one is new for as far as aquariums go, so it's gonna be reflective of its representation. They're not gonna keep doing something catering to people that don't respond well to what they provide. So with that, this is an opportunity. That's it right there.
Yeah, this is the one that's been announced right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only dates and location that has been done for the Aquarium Nation Expo. I know the reptile side has been an ongoing event,
Yeah, they've been doing
and
that one. This one is
yeah,
new, y'all.
and so this is, it'll be interesting. It'll be in Houston at the where the where the Texans play at, right, at the football
Yeah,
stadium.
at the NRG.
Yeah, and then the other one that I'm talking about, the one in Pomona, that's I think called the LA Pet Show.
Mm-hmm.
Let me let me try to see if I can find it.
Click on the vendor list. See if he put me on the vendor list
Yeah,
yet.
I saw it yesterday. You're already on there. So is
Oh, I'm already
Mariana.
on there. Thanks, bro. If you're watching this, that's what's up. You wasn't playing. The AKA is gonna be there.
Yeah,
Now, when you got the AKA coming to a show, when you got It's starting. I'm trying to tell y'all, we can make this
And then
one what
they
we
got
want it
this
to be.
knucklehead.
That's
I don't, you
awesome,
know.
bro. Y'all like, man, I'm so humbled to see that because I know all the crying I did to get here.
Yeah.
And it's just literally being able to go sit at a table and sell some stuff. But no, more importantly, get to run my mouth in person with the people I love. I ain't got to worry about getting judged, nothing. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what's important to
And those
me.
for you that are in the LA area, this is the other one that I'm talking about.
That look
And
dope.
this one is actually within my possibilities because it's only a 3 hour drive, 3.5 hour drive for me.
They
And you
got a
know
little
me.
bit of everything over there.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's going to be. This one originally
Man.
was the Reptile Super Show, is what it was actually known as, but now they've added these three components, which is what
Uh,
I've been saying. It's kind of cool because they're bringing all of these niche hobbies together into one place. And this one's going to be June 29th, 30th, and the 30th, up
right.
at the LA Fairfax. So basically, the Pomona Fairgrounds is where this is
It's
going to
the
happen.
synergy part is what I like. That part, the synergy.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where we start to build, right? This is where we start to get people like you guys who are educated, y'all got y'all stuff together, professionals. And we start to change the representation of hobbies in general when it comes to popular culture. And we start to show that, yes, it is a hobby. And through changing our own practices within the hobby, show that, yeah, it's a hobby and it's kind of a privileged activity, but it it's extremely impactful or it has the potential to be. And that's this opportunity that I see. It's just about being able to correlate your vision effectively, right? And so that it can elicit the most impact possible. But it's got to be efficient, because life is too short. And I really do. I see this as an opportunity. See, Jorge knows. That's why Jorge asked me up here, and that's why y'all don't know this because y'all don't have the relationship we do. But like right now in live action, Jorge's nudging me, and y'all don't even know that. Y'all can't even tell. I just blew it up. Yeah, I exposed it. But even now, like in this interaction, in this discourse, Jorge's nudging me. And this is how we do. Iron sharpens iron. I ain't pissed. He knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about. I'm gonna hear an earful when we get off of here. Prop. I ain't tripping. But this is that opportunity because I was this ain't my style. Or I don't do this. I'm not a socializer. However, a table, that's one place. I can stay there. That's safety, so I'm good. And then there's like a thing. I'm good. I got my peeps. Like kiddos coming. So I'm good. I ain't walking around. I ain't gotta like stay vigilant. I can, and this is my camp. Like I romanticize everything. You read a lot, Jorge. You used to be an educator. Do you remember this author? Louis L'Amour.
No, I can't say that I do.
What about Mitchner? Y'all leave in the comments if y'all know either one of those
No,
authors. Put
no, I
thumbs
don't.
up. So like I romanticize stuff. So like the way I see it is because I know like I'm hardcore. I'm not a socializer, but I like to interact though. So the way I look at it, there you go, garage. So the way I look at it is we at the bazaar. I got my wares. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons game, bro. That's my booth. I'm hobbying in the hobby, community and in the community, but more importantly, doing the Lord's work, because we're gonna get these babies out there in them woods so people will stop throwing that damn trash out there, effing up the earth. Like, that's my agenda, by the way, y'all. We're messing up the earth, and it's killing the fish, and it's killing us. We wouldn't even be up here right now if it wasn't for Ohio. And Jorge, you know it. Ohio pissed me off. And the universe, I think that phone call, Jorge, the universe smacked us both. Because like one of them doors opened and it was like, oh man. And then we had started throwing the volleyball back and forth, you know? And they're like, well, bro, you see this? I'm like, yeah, I see. Like, yeah. I'm like, man, well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go outside then. I'm gonna go fishing. I was like, whatever. Build this digital catalog that people can always go back to. And I said, look, we monkeys anyway, bruh. We're visual creatures. We're gregarious by nature. We're pack animals. Said, instead of bitching about the internet, figure the internet out. Look at it. See how it moves. Understand how it works, you know? Take it apart, play with it, open it, close it, shake it, you know? If everything cute and sweet, if everything is predicated by dopamine and pleasure, and I'm not a neurologist, I don't want nobody eviscerating me saying dopamine ain't it. I know the studies, but brain farting right now. Serotonin, all those different things, right? Why not use it then, right? Why not use it? If people steal your intellectual bodies of work for clout, why not inject so much, inoculate so much real, valid information into the system? Why not? If they're going to steal it, if they're going to run it into the ground, if it's so sweet, if everything's so cool, a trend, anecdotal, well, let the NPCs and the sheeple do what must be done by elevating the standard. And then it's not sensationalized anymore. It just is. And that is nature's model, by the way. And that's what we're doing. Now, I see people fishing, doing this, doing that, whoop-de-whoop. And I don't be trying to take credit for no stuff like that, but I talk about this habit. And I think it is a Western thing. I don't know. It's cultural, though. And it's this habit that we have as a culture of self-deprecation, where we are lazy and we don't want to take the time to differentiate between confidence, cockiness, arrogance, hubris, etc. So where like there's this disconnect as soon as you feel pleasure, but more importantly, this sense of ownership and accomplishment. There's like this thing in you where it's like, don't let your head get too big now. And we take it too far with ourselves and we self-sabotage. And what happens is it becomes the culture and we do it to each other. And it's accepted because that is the norm. Because we monkeys, like I said. So I'm saying take it apart, use it, shake it, figure out how it works. I'm going to inject the system with stealable stuff. It's going to be positive. Let them steal it. Let them throw it out there. Let them make it cute. Let them make it viral. Let us do this. And like, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be cool because I'm not trying to get on a 3-letter watch list. But I got balls, though. I ain't scared, but I ain't going to be no good to nobody there. Y'all ain't going to get me. But yes, I want to make the most impact that I possibly can. And I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. So that's what it was. It's a universe. When we had that phone call,
Yeah.
you was getting ready to go to Mexico, and it was already pissed because Roy was helping us so much at that time before he got super busy. Shout out to the homie Roy. Um, we did lights. We did a few in-depth
Yeah. Episodes.
joints. Okay, and it really started to turn. It really started to show there is a want for this. The problem is who's going to deliver it? How is it going to be delivered? And who can take the guaranteed blowback that is going to come from, you know, choosing this specific vector? You know that's a forbidden vector, but you're going to choose to go that way. Okay. Okay. And boom, here we are. So, like, all those things came up about the ecosystem and the Gadaeids, the all the endemics to Mexico, remember? Because we were talking about the Paraphanius Minto, now it's been changed. Um, and how we want to do social media right. I'm not saying that it's being done wrong, but make this space for people that doesn't exist. However, there's this huge need, there's this huge hole. And I encourage y'all to go read my bio. And it's about relatable information. It's about accurate information. And I'm not on the preachy tip. It's to articulate that I have to be objective. I have to. I'm I haven't had, nor do I have amnesia, and I ain't never been in a coma. I'm fully aware of what's going on. And rather than do how we usually do, we euphemistically avoid stuff because it's uncomfortable. Okay. And I like to not do that. I like to look at it and see it, and then I know how to move. Like my rook, my knight, like I know how to move. It's okay. Just because you accept something that's unpleasant doesn't mean you're implicit in it or that you are welcoming it. You just acknowledge it. And now you know how to move. So, trying to bring all these different things into it, because it's not the fish, it's not the science, it's not the plants, it's not the husbandry, it's none of that. It's what I said. When you get a platform like this that gives access to people with no consequences, there's zero, but there's nothing. It has to weed itself out. And then, me being the nerd I am, I explain the linear equations, critical limit, where you have linear growth, you have exponential growth, and when that critical limit is reached, you have neither exponential growth nor, well, no, it is still linear, but you've reached that critical limit right there. It's not continuing though. It's right there. It's not linear. It's the critical limit. This is the amount of life this ecosystem can sustain. It works itself out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have bust and booms. And I might have butchered that, but I'm not a biology professor, but I should be ashamed of myself. I really should. It's about standards, y'all. And I'm gonna obsess about that and go find the damn notebook that it's written in because it's an old one somewhere and make sure that I remember that again. Because that's the whole point. I'm there. You laugh. He laugh because he know I'm serious and he know I'm sending the shit on WhatsApp. Probably a
Yeah.
picture, other notes, and we gonna probably have
It'll
an
be like,
hour conversation about shit so I can
it'll
clear
be
my
like,
conscience.
you see,
See?
here it
Yep.
is. All right,
Standard,
Steve.
man.
You got anything else you want to add before we
No,
close out
man.
again?
Like, come check us out. If you can hit the show, hit the show. If you can support it by spreading the word, even better. This is an opportunity. And like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with emotion, ego, none of that. Like, I know a lot of people that's not gonna stop doing what they doing, but they would still participate in this too.
Yeah, but
You know?
people don't have to stop doing what they're doing.
Exactly. That's what
That's
I'm saying. Do
that's
you.
why. Yeah, exactly. It's just there's enough room to do anything you want to do in this house.
Right.
We
But
all we're
now I'm
saying is
saying
that we were looking for our niche, and we found
exactly.
that
Here go one now. This that opportunity. Like we wanted a biggin. I mean, being colloquial, we wanted a biggin, but a little more dialed in now, a little more less fantasy. And man, I wish there was a place where I could
thank you,
go
Curtis.
and get the same stuff that you get at an ACA auction, a killifish auction, a wooty woo, not just Petco on steroids. Now I'm talking about some 101s and some cool stuff, but a biggin, not to where I gotta go to the annual meetings every year, which ain't nothing wrong with that either. But let's see how I go.
Yeah,
Quit
it'll
making
be
a biggin
interesting.
like that.
It'll be interesting
Y'all check it out.
to see what happens. It's kind of cool that you get to be on the breaking ground of the very first one to happen, and
This
it's
dope.
always nice.
I had to. The universe
It's
said so. I can't tell. I can't say no. I will be punished severely. I don't want the universe bringing me no more medicine. I have been
yeah.
humbled thoroughly. I lost everything, y'all. And I didn't need to get on the internet and sensationalize it. I kept my head down. I participated how I could, and I was getting work done. I still am. Thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna keep pushing it too. That's what I got. I thank you,
Yeah.
bro. Real talk. And everybody in the chat, love y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming rocking with me. Y'all saw the logo and y'all chose to come anyway. That's what's important. Love it.
Yeah, and just want to thank you guys for again for supporting me like you guys always do, and for those of you that are out in Texas, here's a good opportunity to go check out a show that is you know in its infancy states and see what it evolves to. So with
Mm-hmm.
that said,
Somebody send this
thank
to Zen Ginger, please. Somebody find Mandy.
okay, and so
Anybody else in the Houston area too? Y'all send them to me on the gram or TikTok or somewhere, please.
okay, wait, this is interesting. All right, Jeff.
Leandro
Uh,
Sousa.
oh, that's the guy from Brazil, right? The
Yeah,
guy that
yeah,
does the
yeah.
freckles.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Well, yeah, definitely. I don't know. The only
Thanks,
thing
Jeff.
it'll be interesting because I don't know if he speaks Spanish or English, and
Long as it's
that
not
might.
Portuguese, I'm good. I gotta learn
What,
Portuguese, man.
that's the thing, though. That's he does speak Portuguese. So if that's the
Hmm.
case, we're gonna be at an impasse because I don't speak that. But
I can't do
uh,
Portuguese. I can get words here and there. I want
I
to
can
learn it too. I'm trying.
I can understand maybe about 30% of what's being said because
Yeah,
there's similar words to Spanish.
yeah, yeah. I'm like every
But
fifth, sixth word
but
myself.
once they start going and it gets real fluid,
I
uh,
like it though.
yeah,
I like it.
it's like Italian too. I can pick
Yeah.
up the gist of an Italian conversation if it's nice and easy. But
Hmm.
once they get
Hmm.
going, it's well, the same thing with us, I guess, when we speak Spanish.
Yeah. It's different
But
dialects, different tongues. Hell, I
but
speak
yes,
English and
that would
y'all can't
definitely
understand
be
me.
somebody that we would definitely be interested. The one gentleman that I want to have on, and I always butcher his last name, and it's the guy that does the talks on the Ghanaians. I think it's Andrew.
From
and
Chicago, what's it,
yeah,
Perinsky or?
yeah, it's he's got one of the ski last names, and I just
Yeah,
can't
hold
remember.
on. No, no. We have to. Bro, we move like this now.
And I
It ain't
know
gonna take
Curtis
that damn
probably
long.
Curtis definitely knows who I'm talking about, but yeah, he would be a definitely. And then yeah, Porosky,
Peroski.
Prokoski or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But he's definitely somebody that I would like to be able to reach out and have him come on Fish Plants y Mas. Uh, Dr. Lyon is another gentleman that I would love to be able to have a conversation with him because he's out there going into the waterways and finding new species. I mean, that would be uh, amazing to be able to get guests, and that's kind of where what Steve and I have been talking. The direction we would love to take our show. Yeah, Dr. Jeff Lyons. Um,
Peroski.
yeah, and
Andrew.
I know it's kind of weird spelling, I guess, but and I always
Yeah.
butcher his
Oh,
last name.
Bjorkowski.
Yeah, Piorkowski.
His it's Goody is in the basement fish room.
Yeah, and people like that. People, those are the
Dr. Lyons
people.
too now.
Yeah, Jeff Lyons. Yeah, those
Hmm.
are the people that we would love having
There you go,
conversations
right
with.
there. Yeah, see?
Yeah,
There you
I
go,
knew
Curtis.
I knew Curtis was on top of it because that's his bread and butter right there.
I gotta send yeah. Curtis, I know you be busy. I seen it. Me too. But yeah, they in there swimming. And I think all my big females and a couple of the Mexican short females, all of them grab it, but like dark grab it. Like you can see the babies. So you're gonna be good to go.
Yeah, so and I'm not gonna lie to you. I recently did something uh, because one, I think it's kind of inspirational for what we're trying to do. But I'm actually paying for the membership for Aquarium Co-op because it allows me to look at their members only speeches. It's
Hmm.
basically like being part of a fish club, and
Right.
there's a
But
lot of
virtual.
guests there. There's a lot of guests there that I'm going, man. I would love to have them come on and be on
Right.
Fish Plants y Mas. So that's kind
Right.
of the stuff that I like to get involved with, and me, I'm more willing to reach out to people, and
You the social, bruh. You know what? I well, you listen to every kind of music. You listen to Texas rap.
a little bit, yeah. There's that
You
La
listen to
Perle-
UGK.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you tripping. I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna get him right, child. I'm gonna get him right. But if we was UGK, you'd be Bun. I'd be Pimp. You the socializer. You the one with tact and all that charisma. I mean, let's do business. I got a good
Yeah,
heart, though.
and before we get off of here,
It's true.
I want to plug the episode that I'm
You
having
got some money,
on
come
Wednesday.
talk to me.
The one that I'm kind of really looking forward is I'm having the aquatic desert, Hamad,
Man,
and
that right there intrigued me because it made me remember going to pet stores in the Persian Gulf and remembering how in love they was with all the Chinese stuff,
well,
like the
and that
irid sharks, stuff
and
like
that's one
that.
of that's one of the conversations that I really want to have with them is I'm really interested in see what it's like, what the hobby's like in the
Right?
Middle East, so that's one
Uh,
that I'm that I'm
Jay said you
looking
a
for.
pimp.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
gonna
know
get
about
him.
that
You
one.
gonna get that beat,
And,
not
and
me.
the other one that I want to get on here, and I'm going to put him on blast, is I reached out to Sal's Fish World. He joined us on Instagram, and he was showing us his fish room. And I've asked him already if he wants to come on here, but he hasn't replied. He's kind of dodging the
Now
question.
yeah, Sal, you got a double welcome or triple.
So and I
Cause
just
me and
love it.
Sal, we went ham on fucking on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just showing stuff, and then like it was activate nerd mode in 3, 2, 1. Woo. 4 hours later, and we still going ham, bruh.
Yeah.
Hey, I done rolled me a damn smoke. But
Well,
look at
yeah,
that opportunity, though. This is social media. I ain't here to argue about animal husbandry, but
no,
if you let me, I will come from, I do come from a place of love and responsibility to where I want to understand why you doing what you doing, because I could probably learn something too, number one, and then educate if I'm able to, if I'm, you know, honored enough to be able to be placed in that position. I say honored because it's a responsibility. It ain't about me spouting off. It takes longer for me to talk when I don't cuss because it's a muscle memory. Like it ain't about trying to stroke my own ego, tug my own sack. No, it's literally educating and understanding. And I told you when I told my little brother that one time, it's like what I need to argue with you for? You trying to get your ish to look like mine? That don't even make sense. So that's where it's at, man. Love, responsibility. We have that to each other. Like it's 2023, and this is huge. This Marty McFly stuff. This is the hobby Marty McFly version, baby. Think about that.
yeah,
For real. I can turn my fish tank light off right now, boy, with my phone.
yep. The other
I got
person
I got
that
Siri. I don't know how to touch it. I set up a shortcut. It's
the
Marty
other person
McFly.
that I'm trying to get on is actually Garage Aquatics Ron. He's my friend from Palm Desert area that I got to go meet,
Okay.
and so we just I know he's been a little bit busy. He's the one that I was telling
Oh
you that does
man.
horticulture.
Yeah.
The yeah,
Yeah, that's why I already seen it. Oh, I did a little snooping. He got some
yeah,
plants now and some
hmm
tank. You gotta get him on.
yeah. So we're working on that. So
You gotta get
hopefully,
him on.
Ron and Ron's one of those personalities that I know that once people are aware that he's around,
Hmm.
he's gonna he's gonna do good. And
Hey, we
so
we like
hey,
low key TFH magazine on the internet. Not like trying to say we as prestigious as them. What I'm saying is the concept, y'all. I am very abstract. I'm sorry. The concept. We hobbying, baby. Look at Ron. Look at all them fish you got in there. Look at all them fish you got in there. Look at this. This is the stuff that we be begging to try to get the balls to take pictures of and put in the envelope and lick and put a stamp on it and send to the editors over there and hope that they put us in at the back on the bottom, like with a little, you know, 100-word write up, like, rising star. Look what he got going on. This is noteworthy. Hobbying,
yeah,
beautiful. So, yes, man, I'm not trying to take the accolades from, no, no, no. I'm simply elucidating the concept. That's all.
yeah. And Ross, that's the one that I told you to check out. You got to have him on as a guest. Um, Ross is doing some moves over there in Baltimore.
Okay.
So
And
so
like and look, Jorge knows me. I'm a Taurus, y'all. If you get to know me and we click, then we rocking. I'm always busy, and I'm not a good reacher outer, but I am a good check in with her, and I will keep in touch. That I will do. So that's that.
all right. Well, I don't
I
want
ain't
to be
uppity.
stepping on Eddie because I know he's got Ryan on tonight, and
Oh yeah, boy, he sure do.
so
Okay, yeah, y'all
yeah.
check that
So
out.
let's go ahead and so that everybody can get over there and
Already.
check
Hey, I
out Ryan.
appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you guys for being here, and we'll catch you on Wednesday.
Peace.